Hello there, I'm Azaria Tagaya, and Nightline starts now. The top stories. Authorities ordered to probe those responsible for country's losses due to corruption. And Thais set to vote for next Prime Minister. Good morning. Prime Minister Datuk Sri Anwar Ibrahim has instructed authorities, including the Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission (MACC) and the police, to investigate and track down those responsible for the country's monetary losses due to corruption. He said these agencies were also instructed to take any necessary action subjected to the law. Responding to the findings in a recent report by a think tank which highlighted that Malaysia had lost 4.5 trillion ringgit in the span of 26 years, Datuk Sri Anwar, who had on many occasions declared a war on corruption, said the losses incurred by the country were huge. Aside from the MACC and the police, he had also instructed Bank Negara Malaysia and the Inland Revenue Board to probe the matter. Datuk Sri Anwar, who is also the Finance Minister, said the order for the authorities to carry out a probe on the matter demonstrated his administration's clear and strong political will to eradicate corruption. He also hoped that the decision would open the public's eye to heed the call to curb corruption alongside the government.
Saya suarakan supaya orang sedar. Ya. Kadang kita suarakan lawan rasuah pun ada orang takut. Ya. Kita kena suarakan. Tetapi saya tidak boleh berikan petunjuk satu persatu, melainkan arahan umum. Ya. Kerana ada orang-orang yang diketahui rasuah berbilion. Dah 10 tahun tapi selamat, tidak berani sentuh.
Emir Research reported that Malaysia had lost an estimated total of 4.5 trillion ringgit due to corrupt practices and leakages from 1997 until this year. Its president and chief executive officer, Datuk Dr. Rais Hussein, said the total monetary losses could be higher due to the investment multiplier effect. Meanwhile, Datuk Sri Anwar on Saturday stressed that he has no problems declaring his wealth. He said he was one of the many political leaders who had declared their assets ahead of the 15th general election GE15 last year, while former Prime Minister Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad has not done so. According to Datuk Sri Anwar, his total assets prior to GE15 stood at 11 million ringgit, including his house in Segambut valued at about 9 million ringgit. He added the information was not a secret and was already public knowledge. The Tambun Member of Parliament also reiterated that he has the evidence to back his claims that Tun Dr. Mahathir had amassed wealth during the latter's tenure as Prime Minister.
PM juga minta Datuk Sri mengumpulkan bukti yang kekayaan beliau.
Dah ada. Kalau nak ada pesawat, ada kapal, ada company berbilion-bilion, bukti apa lagi? Semua orang tahu. Ini menegakkan benang basah.
He said this to the media after attending the Malaysia Madani Aidil Fitri celebration at Dataran Merdeka on Saturday. On Monday, Tun Dr. Mahathir had accused Datuk Sri Anwar of helping his cronies when he was in the cabinet in the 1990s. Tun Dr. Mahathir also challenged the PKR president to declare the wealth he had amassed during his stint as Deputy Prime Minister. The Health Ministry expects hot weather-related cases to increase due to the current hot weather, which is expected to continue until August. Deputy Health Minister Lukanisman Awang Sauni said to date, 14 cases related to the hot weather have been recorded nationwide as of Friday. He added that currently 6 cases have been reported in Kelantan, 5 in Sarawak and 3 in Sabah, with most of these cases involving adults. He nevertheless gave his assurance that the situation was under control and that the facilities and hospitals under the ministry were in a state of readiness to handle such cases. Lukanisman said that the ministry is also working with other authorities, including the Education Ministry, in efforts to ensure that pupils and students adhere to the set standard operating procedures. He also pointed out, while parents should not be overly concerned about the situation, they should still be mindful of their children's condition, such as by ensuring that they are well hydrated and do not participate in excessive outdoor activities. A Technical and Vocational Education and Training, or TVET, institution unit will be established to coordinate student recruitment and courses offered by 1,260 TVET institutions across the country. Deputy Prime Minister Datuk Seri Ahmad Zahid Hamidi said the unit will also ensure that there is no competition between TVET institutions, leading to the same courses being offered.
Kursus bertindih bersaing institut TVET antara satu sama lain, kemudian sesi yang berbeza-beza, ya, maknanya kita panggil apa, semester, ya, pengajian itu kita selaraskan.
Datuk Seri Ahmad Zahid, who is also Rural and Regional Development Minister, said this to the media when met in Kuala Terengganu on Saturday after witnessing the signing of a memorandum of agreement to empower the development of TVET in the Ketengah region between College Ketengah Sendirian Berhad, Eastern Steel Sendirian Berhad and Seri Pacific Hotel Kuala Lumpur. He added that the setting up of such a unit would serve to coordinate aspects of recruitment, courses and learning sessions of TVET institutions so that there is no overlap and competition between them. This will ensure a more efficient administration of TVET institutions in line with the large allocation provided by the government for the skills program, which will be able to further increase the marketability of TVET graduates. Motherhood is one of the most rewarding and challenging experiences a woman can have. It becomes even more challenging when a mother has to balance her responsibilities with work, and this has been further complicated with the rise of work-from-home arrangements. In conjunction with Mother's Day on Sunday, Nightline's Hakim Azman spoke to two inspiring mothers who are successfully juggling their family and work commitments.
Norafini Muhammad Noor, an accounting assistant who has been working from home for the past 5 years, shared that her secret to balancing the needs of her family and job is a strong work ethic and a designated schedule. By taking breaks throughout the day to spend time with her children and help them with their schoolwork, she has managed to excel in her accounting role while still being an attentive mother. However, Norafini acknowledged that she had faced her fair share of challenges along the way.
Challenges will always be when the kids are around. Usually when school holidays, so everyone is home, so I really need to manage my time. Sometimes I do find it difficult to juggle because there are 5 of them actually. So I have to like cook, I have to entertain them, maybe see all their homeworks and all that. So it's quite difficult for me to focus on my job when everyone is around. So that is the most difficult part of it.
Similarly, Muha Anon Muhammad Noor, an education consultant, has also been able to juggle her work and family duties over the past year, although she had to sacrifice spending some time with her children to stay committed to her job.
I cannot manage properly with my children, my work. For that decision, I have to still send my children to babysitter and control all the schedule. So the challenging is I cannot take care of my children my own for the working hours. I have to think about cook. I have to think about all the clothes.
Muha Anon's key to success is her ability to set clear goals and deadlines for herself and make sure to focus on the most important task first. She also delegates some of the responsibilities to her husband and other family members when needed to reduce her burden. Despite their ability to manage their roles, work-from-home moms still need self-care and support from loved ones to maintain good mental health and avoid burnout. It is also essential for society to acknowledge their sacrifices and valuable contribution to their family in the home environment as well as financially.
So they are doing both jobs, like taking care of the whole house and taking care of the children, and now they are working financially for the home also. So I think they deserve the recognition.
Taking care of the kids are very troublesome, and also like handling work itself is like two hardships already. So it's very important to give them like recognition because these are like kind of underrated. So I would say that yeah, it's very important because like we need to respect all the hardships that those mothers had given to us.
I think it doesn't matter if they're working from home or going to the office. Doesn't matter what work they are doing. We still need to appreciate them, as they are the one that give birth to us. They are our mother, right? We still have to appreciate them no matter what.
Working from home mothers struggle to balance their jobs and family responsibilities due to challenges such as lack of privacy, difficulty in maintaining boundaries, and social isolation, which will affect their mental health. As we celebrate Mother's Day this year, it is crucial to recognize and appreciate their hard work and to provide them with support and resources necessary for the mothers to thrive. Hakim Azman, TV3.
After this breather, 2023 Turkish presidential election, Erdogan promises to transfer power peacefully. Details when we return. For a decade, Thailand has been ruled by a conservative military establishment that altered the country's constitution and crushed protest movements to maintain its grip. But now the military could be removed from power, potentially ushering in democratic reforms as Thailand's most famous political dynasty, Paetongtarn Shinawatra, is leading polls to become the next prime minister. As the nation is heading to 2023 general election on Sunday, Nightline's Aislin Zahari brings you the key facts of the May 14th election.
Roughly 52 million of Thailand's 65 million population are eligible to cast votes for members of a new 500-seat House of Representatives for the next 4 years. Each voter has 2 ballots, one for local constituency representative and the other for the preferred party on the national level. There are 400 seats for winning constituency candidates and 100 party seats allocated on a proportional representation basis. Parties winning more than 25 seats can nominate their prime ministerial candidate, although it is likely parties will strike deals between them to back certain candidates. Those candidates will be put to a vote, likely in August, of the bicameral legislature, comprised of a newly elected 500-seat lower house and a 250-seat Senate, comprised of members appointed by military junta. In order to become Prime Minister, the winning candidate must have the votes of more than half of the combined houses, or 375 members. The election will be the latest bout in a long-running battle between parties backed by a conservative establishment with connection to the military and key institutions and the progressive pro-business opposition with track record of wooing working-class voters and winning every election in the past 2 decades. The much-anticipated election will see 4 main contenders competing against each other to define the next period of Thai history. Pheu Thai, a party controlled by the billionaire Shinawatra family, this time under Paetongtarn Shinawatra, has a big lead in opinion polls, as it did in previous elections, followed by another opposition party, Move Forward, led by Pita Limjaronrat, which is seeking to mobilize youth voters. Up against them are 2 former army chiefs involved in coup, incumbent Prime Minister Prayut Chan-o-cha of the newly formed United Thai Nation Party and his mentor, Prawit Wongsuwan of the ruling Palang Pracharat Party.
Voting ends at 5 p.m. local time on Sunday, and according to the Election Commission, an official result should be released that same evening. It aims to certify 95% of the vote of 475 of the 500 seats within 60 days or by July 13th. It might be weeks or possibly 7 months before Thailand gets an idea of what its next government will look like, depending on the outcome of the election. An outright majority or even a landslide may not be enough to form a government, and alliances with other parties will most likely be required. Azaria for Nightline TV3.
Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan said he will accept Sunday's vote result and step down if he loses, refuting concerns that he may not leave power. Erdogan said the governing party and its allies will consider any outcome at the ballot box as legitimate and will do whatever democracy requires. He, however, argued that he believes he will be re-elected for another term, as well as be able to secure a parliamentary majority on Sunday, although currently a united opposition candidate, Kemal Kılıçdaroğlu, is polling slightly ahead. After 20 years at the helm of Turkey, Erdogan faces his toughest election test amid public resentment over the country's economic troubles, his handling of the major February earthquakes, and the plight of the 3.5 million Syrian refugees. In other news, a powerful storm packing winds of up to 175 kilometers per hour is barreling towards the coasts of eastern Bangladesh and Myanmar on Saturday, threatening about 1 million Rohingya refugees and others living in low-lying areas. The Bangladesh Meteorological Department said the cyclone Mocha is likely to intensify further and make landfall between Cox's Bazar in Bangladesh and Myanmar on Sunday. The storm is also predicted to unleash a storm surge of up to 4 meters high, which can inundate low-lying coastal and riverine villages. Officials, meanwhile, said thousands of trained community workers and volunteers had already been deployed alongside medical as well as rescue personnel on standby. According to the UN Humanitarian Office, Mocha, categorized as a very severe cyclonic storm, is expected to cut a path through Myanmar's Rakhine and northwestern region, where currently 6 million people are in need of humanitarian assistance and 1.2 million are displaced. TVET Sports, the 32nd SEA Games. The national contingent are in danger of missing their 40 gold medal target in Cambodia. With 4 more days of the Games remaining, Malaysia have only gone past the halfway mark of the target set by the Youth and Sports Ministry. On Saturday, Malaysia's gold medal tally remains at 28 after the goal eluded the athletes in Phnom Penh. In the meantime, the national men's and women's hockey teams reached their respective SEA Games finals following easy victories at the Morodok Stadium in Phnom Penh. Syahmi Irfan Sohaimi netted a hat-trick as Malaysia outplayed Thailand 5-0 to register their 3rd straight win in the men's round-robin competition. He scored in the 12th, 20th and 49th minute, while Najib Abu Hassan in the 17th minute and Haris Iskandar Osman in the 30th added the other goals for the Speedy Tigers. Amin Rahim's side, who defeated Cambodia 6-0 and Singapore 4-3 in their opening games, will take on Indonesia in their final round-robin match on Sunday. The match is only a formality as Malaysia and Indonesia, who are second in the standings with 7 points, will face off in the final on Tuesday. In the women's competition, Malaysia defeated Thailand 3-0 to register their 3rd straight win. Khairunisa Ayuni Shahrudin sounded the board off a penalty corner in the 23rd minute, with other goals coming from Fatin Shafika Sukri in the 26th minute and Nuraini Abdul Rashid in the 29th minute. Nasihin Nubli's side will play Indonesia on Monday in their final round-robin match. Meanwhile, in badminton, national men's singles shuttler Leong Jun Hao has booked a berth in the last 8 after eliminating Singapore's Jo Ko Jia Wei in the round of 16. However, it was not all smooth sailing for 3rd-seeded Jun Hao as he survived a scare in the first set against the Singaporean with a slim 23-21 victory. He had no such problems though in the second set and went on to seal the tie 21-14 in 38 minutes. His eagerness to wrap up the first set after enjoying a 6-point lead at 2014 almost proved costly as Joel managed to stage a comeback to level the tie at 2020. But Jun Hao's ability to keep his cool in that crucial stage pulled him through. The world number 64 player also said he won't underestimate the ability of his next opponent, Jewel Angelo Albo, after the Filipino knocked out Myanmar's Zhao Lin Tu 21-13, 21-15. In another match, national mixed double scratch pair Yap Roy King, Cheng Su Yin did not have any problem seeing off Singapore's Donovan Willard Wee, Xiao In Hing, 21-14, 21-17. This is despite having partnered only 5 days before coming to Cambodia. Roy King and Su Ying will face home duo Van Thun Vat, Kim Lung Lim after the Cambodians overcame Zidane Ovaldo, Soraido de la Torre 21-6, 21-8 in the last 8. Daryl Chia and Almi Yaakob have been partners in pool since they were 15. In pool, Malaysian pair Daryl Chia and Almi Yaakob achieved their best result by advancing to the 9-ball pool final on Saturday. The pair edged Thailand's Pricha Bunmung and Sompo Saitang 9-8 in the semi-finals. The duo will play against Myanmar's Phon Min Kiao and Kao Zin Tet in the finals on Sunday after they defeated Carlo Biado and Johan Chua 9-7 in the semi-finals. Still to come, Singaporean siblings arrested after sexually assaulting Tafiz students. us. Two Singaporean brothers believed to be involved in abusing and sexually assaulting Tafiz students in Tanjung Minyak, Malacca have been remanded for 4 days until Tuesday. State Police Chief Datuk Zainul Sama said the 40-year-old founder of the Tafiz Centre and his brother, a 36-year-old hostel warden, were arrested following 6 police reports. Police obtained the remand order against the siblings when they were produced before Magistrate Nurul Bahiyah Kamaluddin at the Air Keroh Court Complex on Saturday. It was reported that police arrested the suspects on Friday following police reports lodged by the parents of the victims on Thursday. The victims, aged between 13 and 15, are students at the Tafiz Centre. According to Datuk Zainul, 3 of the students claimed they were forced to perform oral sex on the first suspect, while the rest of them claimed that they were physically abused by the hostel warden, who slapped, punched, stepped on and whipped them for not completing their duty to clean the centre on time. The founder also has a previous criminal record for committing physical sexual abuse and sodomy in 2019. The case is being investigated under Section 14, Subsection A of the Sexual Offences Against Children Act 2017 and Section 31, Subsection 1, Subsection A of the Child Act 2001. Police have recorded statements from 7 individuals in connection with a bullying case among students of a secondary school in Taman Melawati. Ampang Jaya District Police Chief Assistant Commissioner Muhammad Farouk Ishak said the 7 individuals consisted of 3 suspects and 4 witnesses. ACP Farouk said the case is being investigated under Section 323 of the Penal Code for voluntarily causing hurt. He also advised the public not to make any speculations regarding the case. It was earlier reported that a 15-year-old student was physically assaulted following a disagreement with a group of Form 5 students after he had allegedly disrespected his seniors. The incident took place at about 9:30 a.m. last Monday, during which the victim was punched in the chest, strangled and kicked by a Form 5 student. Later on the same day, the victim was summoned to Bukit Marmar in Kemensa, where he was assaulted again by a group of about 10 to 15 students. As a result of the second attack, the victim suffered injuries to his forehead, a cut on his left eyebrow and jaw, and swelling on the back of his neck. That concludes Nightline this time around. Now, a mother is a person who can take the place of all others, but whose place no one else can take. The Nightline team would like to wish all mothers a happy Mother's Day, to all the amazing mothers out there for all their hard work and dedication. With that, I'm Azaria Tagaya. Thank you so much for watching and stay safe.